So hello everybody, welcome to the South of God Paranormal channel. It's my Monday night vlog and we're out on the open seas, well Padley Ray anyway, and this is my third excursion out on, I haven't really christened her yet. She does have a name, but I might want to rechristen it. Obviously I'm not going to hit it with a bottle because it'll break it. Yeah, my first excursion I think I've covered. I'll just quickly go over it. So first time out, I had fun and games getting off the slipway. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Should have put the boat into more water before I jumped in, because I had a hell of a job trying to push off. Yeah, went out. So apart from the launching, went out. Yeah, all seemed well and good. Come back in. Went to get up on the slipway, which is over there with that pickup, I think it is. And I got the front of the boat up onto the slipway, went to step off, and I missed, and I ended up waist deep in the old drink. So that didn't fill me full of mirth. Yeah, my phone got a bit wet. But yeah, the maiden voyage, it was it was just a way, we all learn by mistakes, don't we? So the second time, which is last week, disaster struck. Now, what happened? This time, I put the boat to the side of the slipway, stepped in, and that was a lot easier. Mistake I did make though. Right, I'm going to turn around. I'm not ready to come in just yet. Come in for two. Your time is up. Yeah, the second time, as I say, the second time I come out, I learned from the first excursion that it's better to drop the boat into the water, just from the side there, and then step in. That was a lot easier. Now, the next thing I did was I started the engine up immediately, and I might have made a bit of a mistake over that, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I started the motor up immediately, went to get going, and I come out as I am now. Yeah, just up and down Hadley Ray really. I'll turn the motor up a little bit. Yeah, yeah, come up the Ray as I'm doing now, and I got about as far. Well, I'm going to see it in a minute. We can probably just see Hadley Castle in the distance. Got about level with that, and then the motor decided to pack up. It seized. So I was stuck out here, and it was a good job I had the old keep fit propulsion, the oars, and I rowed back, which took ages. But when I did get back, at least I learned to get off the boat better. I went up actually onto the slipway and just stepped out onto the slipway itself. So that was one lesson learned. But yeah, it was disaster, and there was. And the other thing that happened as well was I found out that when I went out the first time, because I was sitting there with the tiller, all the weight was to the back of the boat, and the front of it was obviously lifting up, which was, yeah, the front was just like lifting up, so obviously I'm losing drive and all that. And when I got back to shore, I got chatting with a couple of guys who had a rib, and they said about getting a tiller extender. I thought, yeah, good idea. So I went on a well-known mail order site. I think it was 20 quid. Great, okay. So when I left for that second excursion, as I say, started the motor up, come out, put that on, tightened it up, went to use it, and something just went snap. I thought, what, what on earth? And yeah, you can see at the moment that the handle is cable tied. That had snapped. These handles are plastic, these tillers are plastic, and it had just, yeah, broken. So I've just had a makeshift repair. Hopefully I can get either another tiller arm or do something with that. Yeah, so they weren't impressed. And as I say, I then come out about this far, the motor seized, and I had to row back. And when I got back, I couldn't start, you know, pull the ripcord, it was just, nothing was happening. So, yeah, obviously, I'm not a happy bunny. What with stuff going on with the Triumph at the moment, it's going to cost me a few quid. I needed this sort of hole in the head. The only plus side about a boat, you know, a dinghy, what have you, an outboard, is the outboard isn't part of the boat. You can chop and change. So if that packs up again, God forbid, I'm going to do it anyway, but I can get another outboard motor to put on there. You know, so it's not like the engine's integral part of the boat, like a bike or a car. I can just go out and get another outboard. So there's that, and as I say, I'll do it anyway. But yeah, so I'm out about around this point here, and this went blah 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 blah, and I couldn't. Rowed back to shore, and then yeah, rowed back to shore basically. Couldn't start it when I was back at shore. By the time I got home, I thought I'd just try the ripcord quickly, and it moved. And I thought, that's odd. So anyway, I've got my bin out, which is full of clean water, because what you need to do is, if you're out in salt water like this at the moment, you have to drop into clean water and run it for about 10 minutes or something to clear up any salt residues in the coo, because it uses the water to cool it. There's like a little impeller in there, and it brings the water up, cools the engine. So yeah, it started, it ran fine. I thought, oh, that's mad, what the hell happened? And the only thing I can think happened, as I say, when I first launched off of there, I started it immediately and there was weeds. So I don't know if anything got caught up in this motor. That is my thought. And anyway, I'm flushing out. I was like, oh, well, let's hope that's done the job then. So yeah, the second launch was a bit of a disaster. So anyway, this third launch today is just to see if it's going to repeat the process. And so far I've been up and down this ray. The other handy thing is the conditions are a bit calmer than last week. Last week it was a bit choppy, it was a bit windy. But this is really nice, this water's really calm. And this is like, I've now done this up and down bit, this is the second time, and it appears to be okay. I've kept the throttle down. I'm going to tweak it up a little bit and see what happens. But yeah, we appear to be alright, so I'm going to give it a little bit of the beans. That seems alright. That's on about half throttle. But I've been running this long and it all seems good, so yeah, I might actually enjoy this again. I say the first time, apart from the launching and landing pedantics, yeah, it was quite a nice pilot, and as I say, I did learn a little bit from that. So yeah, there you have it. That was this has been my boating antics so far. I mean, all I want to make sure, no pun intended, is that this all works well enough so I can get over to Fort Hoot and Fort Darnat, which are out in the Medway. and this is the only way you can get to it via boat. So this is want to make sure this is all good. So the next thought is how, you know, it's all very well me just coming out in you know, a life jacket and so on, but the next job will be putting gear in. I think I've already sussed that one out, because obviously I've got to take camera and ghost hunting gear with me. So probably one of those sealed plastic boxes, and I'll just put my bag in that, and that should keep it nice and dry. Well, there's Adley Castle, so that's the plan. But yeah, this all seems well and good now, and that is absolutely crazy. The only thing I do need to do is sort this tiller out. But I do have a friend, his name's Ollie. He knows a bit about boats, so I'm going to pester him and see what we can do to improve this this little boat here. And right, so yeah, the boating antics aside, what's been going on with me now? This Saturday just gone, out with the Ghost Hunter tour crew again, and we were in a place called the King's Hall in Herne Bay, and it's actually a like a theatre, and it's quite old. It's, you know, it's had modifications and additions to it over the years. And Rudy came with me this time, because last time Adrian and Adam come in, so I'm sort of secretly, well not so secretly, trying to bring people with me that'd be interested in doing crewing, so we can expand out to Essex, because people literally come down from all over the shop to do this, to do Ghost Hunters. Yeah, it was good. We were down there for about 7 o'clock. We got out about 1. A lot of activity in now. So again, I've got a lot of editing to do. And yeah, it was a good night. I didn't get in till I was hoping to catch the tide this morning about 7 o'clock, but I didn't get in till about 2:30, so it just didn't happen. I didn't wake up until about 8:30, so you know, I missed the height of the tide. I probably could have still come out, but it just it seemed a bit pointless, you know. Yeah, so that is what we did Saturday night, down to Herne Bay for the King's Hall. There was one novel experience that happened in there. There was a lady called Kathy who come all the way down from the Midlands to crew, and she's a medium, as you know, she's medium as well, and she was getting the messages for, oh, I'm going a bit closer to that over there, and she was getting messages, and a novel experience for myself was seeing the lights in the room come on, even though they were switched off at the wall. 5 lights came on. That was it's you know, I found that quite exciting, because I've not seen paranormal activity to that magnitude before. So yeah, I like that. I'm just turning around now, going back to shore. Woohoo! So that's what we see. That's going to be a bit bumpy now, because it's sort of going against the tide a little bit. Well, the tide is now actually going out, so slowly but surely. So I said that again. Yeah, anyway, I'm getting a bit off pace here. Yeah, so the lights in the room, 5 of them sort of came on dim light. I thought, wow, this is good. And I know it weren't fake, because I was there. I would have seen anyone do any funny business. I didn't. Yeah, hopefully we've got that on camera. So yeah, that was Saturday night. Now obviously this is Sunday. I'm actually recording this Sunday night. I'm trying to get ahead of myself again. So obviously I'm out doing this. I'm not really going to go ghost hunting tonight. for a couple of reasons really. Obviously I'm busy doing this, but also I've got I think I've got a 6:45 pickup in the morning, so I've got to be up about 5ish, and I don't really want to be out late tonight, particularly when last night was so busy. But next weekend, the one that's coming up, is going to be quite an exciting one, hopefully, because next weekend will be the anniversary of the bomber crash, the two B-17s that come down, one off of Canby and one off of All Hallows. So what we're planning to do is on the Saturday night I'm going to do a record. This will probably work out quite right, because it was picking up the Canby bomber that started this. But on the Saturday night this week, we're going to go and do a vigil over at All Hallows. Now, if you remember, a few months ago, both Stella and myself went over there, and we picked up, I think, the pilot and the co-pilot. So what the plan is to go back and see if we can help them, move on, because it was quite a sad, as was, you know, yeah, pooey. I do like to taste the salt well. I actually do like to taste the salt well. Yeah, you know, it's hard to quantify, but you know, these young men gave their lives. You know, they travelled thousands of miles across the Atlantic to defend a bit of land they barely knew. So, you know, the least we can do for them, in my eyes, is to go and help them to move on if they want or need it. And the thing is, with the one that come down at All Hallows, out of the 9 crew, 8 perished. Well, 7 perished, 1 was lost at sea. With the... yeah, it's definitely bumpy on the way back. This boat is working beautifully today, it's mad. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do the Saturday night. We're going to do do recorded footage, and then on the Monday, I've got a bit of a surprise. Well, a bit of a surprise for you all. I'm going to do my first live stream since Halloween. My first ghost hunt live stream, and it will be over on Canby. It will be over on Canby, where we will attempt to pick up the crew of Heavenly Body. There was 3 that perished, and what I believe, when I went over there the second time to try and identify who we were picking up, I think it was the navigator that was coming through, Kaufman. So that is the plan this weekend. This weekend coming, the Saturday night, we're going to go to All Hallows in Minster, or near Minster I should say, to do a recording of the bomber that come down there. And then on Monday we are going to do a live stream from Canby, round down by the point, and we will see if we can get contact with the crew that lost their lives in Heavenly Body. As I say, I suspect the Navigator will come through again, and we will see if we can help them to move on. It's the least we can do. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Yeah, this appears to be working all right despite the damage. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there, everybody. Have a great week. Oh God, I forgot. Yeah, this Thursday, the content you've got this Thursday will be Tracy, Ricky and myself. It will be our visit to an abandoned house, and it's going to be a two-parter. It will be a two-parter. The first one is to explore the house with general shenanigans, as you're probably familiar with by now with Ricky. And then the second part, which I've yet to edit, will be up in a couple of weeks, where we do an actual ghost hunt. And we do want to go back to it as well. So yeah, look out for that. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Love and light to you all. God bless you all. We'll see you Thursday for our exploration of an abandoned house. Take care. Bye-bye.